Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. In a massive backtrack and somewhat embarrassingly, the advisor for Luis Ortiz has come out against his own promoter, Horge Carmenate of Dade Promotions, saying that he has been greedy, that he's wanting too much, that Luis Ortiz wants the fight, he doesn't want it to slip through his fingers, and will accept $5 million, that the promoter is going about it the wrong way, and if the fight does not happen between Joshua and Ortiz, it will be their fault, not Joshua's. So a massive turn of events here, and some of this, I listened to this interview on the Boxing Voice. It's about 20 or 25 minutes. Really, it's quite incredible stuff. So he's broken ranks here, Jimenez, and completely turned on Horge Carmenate of Dade Promotions, who's been negotiating with Eddie Hearn, and he says that Carmenate is not doing right by Luis Ortiz here. And you might remember, Horge Carmenate came out the other day and said it was a lowball offer, that Hearn was a liar and a cheat, and that after days of negotiation, he wasn't going to negotiate any further. Clearly, this has angered Luis Ortiz and Jimenez, and Jimenez has even said this, that Luis Ortiz wants this fight. He desperately wants this fight, doesn't want it to slip through his fingers, and at this point, it looks like Luis Ortiz, he isn't in the running anymore, but who knows whether this can be salvaged. And this is what Jimenez's comments are about. He's broken ranks here to publicly put out there that Luis Ortiz will take the offer. He wants the fight, and he wants this now, that this is the opportunity he doesn't want to slip away. Jimenez said it's not necessarily all about money, that, they know that there was more money there, but to take the fight, to take the opportunity, he says this is not a low ball offer, and it's a chance to fight for 3 belts. And he did actually say Luis Ortiz has already been guaranteed similar money by the promoter for a future fight, whether that be with Deontay Wilder. We don't know, because obviously nothing is set in stone. But he doesn't want to take that chance. He wants to take the money that's right in front of him and the opportunity for 3 belts. So it's quite an incredible turn of events, and really, he has just literally shat all over Horge Carmenate in public to publicly campaign, please give us this fight, don't let it slip through our fingers because of our own actions. This is what he is saying, this is what he said, and this may be a little bit hard for some of the people who were backing Luis Ortiz and their actions to the hilt in the media the other day, but this is what Jimenez is saying. He is saying that it was a negotiating tactic to clearly ask for more, and some of the statements that were made were unfortunate, and he said not everything was true. He actually said he didn't know what the offer was before he posted that very unfortunate Instagram post. Well, he didn't say it was unfortunate, I'm saying that. It was littered with what appeared to be half-truths, and it didn't make sense, it wasn't credible. And he's admitted that actually he was hasty, he was a bit worked up, and he put that out there not knowing the offer. And Luis Ortiz does want to fight for $5 million. And he said it's not necessarily about the money, but Ortiz just wants this chance. And even at 90%, he thinks that Luis Ortiz will beat Anthony Joshua. And for a 5-week camp, he says Joshua is also at a disadvantage because Ortiz is a southpaw and he will be able to give Joshua trouble. He believes Luis Ortiz beats Joshua 2 times out of every 3. So this whole situation, it really is quite incredible. And he's not the only one from Team Ortiz who's broken ranks here. So Ortiz's trainer, talking to BoxingScene.com, this is Herman Caicedo, everything about all the way this was handled was a mess. It's how it played out, and it is what it is. Everyone had a little truth in everything that's been said, and a lot of things that aren't quite true. An opportunity like this to make whatever Eddie is offering, 7 to 8 million, you grab it. I think it was a rookie mistake on their part not to accept the fight. Luis is still pissed off. He found out when everyone else found out. But having said that, Eddie offering it and then putting it in writing are 2 different things. I personally believe that would have seen an upside down contract just to stall and renegotiate. Most fighters won't take a fight until they have signed a contract. There's a lot of little things that you can do with a contract to not make a fight happen. And then the story continues. Still, the frustrating part on Ortiz's end is his promoter is not even allowing talks to reach that point. Caicedo continues, I'm upset they didn't consult me more than they did and that they didn't take my opinion into heart, admits Caicedo. I'm around Luis every day. If we're saying we're ready, take the money and the fight, you accept the effing offer and make Eddie show you a contract saying it's real. For now, we will continue training because we are always in the gym. Hopefully Wilder does his job against Dominic Breazeale on May 18 and we get a rematch later this year. But let me be clear, and this is Luis's exact place on the subject. If Eddie shows us a real contract with no games, we will gladly take that fight, whether June 1 or after that. So clearly, Team Ortiz, sans Horge Carmenate, has decided that they want this fight and they're not happy with what's happened in public, some of the things that have been said, and that the fight was slipping through their fingers. Because I think for most people, mentally, we just moved on from Luis Ortiz as an option because clearly wasn't happy with the offer. There was talk of wanting $10 million and it didn't look like it was really feasible. They were playing hardball. And actually, Jimenez on the Boxing Voice interview said that Al Haymon hadn't been involved in negotiations at all, and he couldn't actually say to Nestor Gibbs what exactly Al Haymon's role in all of this was. And Nestor Gibbs did say to him, well, what are you paying him for then? But this is a last bid and last ditch effort to get Luis Ortiz back in the conversation, back into negotiations with Eddie Hearn. There's a clear message to their own promoter, Horge Carmenate, to stop doing what he's been doing, because he says it's not a low ball offer and they need to get this fight done. Jimenez was very unhappy with what's going on, and especially unhappy that people were suggesting that Luis Ortiz did not want this fight. And the fact that they've come out so strongly in public, torching their own promoter, well, that shows you Ortiz desperately wants this fight. And whether his promoter can actually get on board now, it remains to be seen. But Jimenez did mention in that interview that their promotional contract is up soon. And even though they've been guaranteed the similar sort of money already, if they can't get it because they don't take this fight and say another fight doesn't happen, well, who knows what could happen? Because the Boxing Voice panelists did ask, well, would you take them to court for breach of contract? And Jimenez obviously sort of didn't get too much into it, but he says, we've been promised certain things, so they have to deliver. What do you make of this all? Really, this is an incredible turn of events, torching their own promoter in public to try step over him to get to Eddie Hearn to try and make this fight. It's incredible. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.